I'm Leslie Weidenbender, and I'm here at Comcast Newsmakers, and today we're with Senator Jean Leising. She's a Republican from Oldenburg. Senator, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Senator, you had the very first bill passed, and it's the very first bill that got signed into law by Governor Mike Pence.
Yeah, and you know, it was an exciting day, I would tell you, nearly 2 weeks ago now. And the bill had to do with the way farmland is assessed, which, since I serve a 7-county rural area, it was a very important issue in my district. The DLGF, the Department of Local Government Finance, had decided last February that they wanted to change one of 3 parts of how that formula is calculated. And the part that they decided they wanted to change without any legislative approval happened to be in place since 1979, and many people think there's no justification for the change. So what my bill did was said, no, you can't change it for 1 year. Purdue and DLGF together, the Purdue Department of Ag, have to study and review this whole issue before there could be an increase. The increase that we stopped for at least 1 year would have cost bare farmland owners $57 million statewide additional. And so it was a good bill for my district, but it was really exciting to be with Governor Pence for his first bill signing.
You also are pushing legislation that would put cursive writing back into the school curriculum. Why is that important?
Well, you know, it's a very interesting issue. In early 2011, then Superintendent Tony Bennett announced that cursive writing was going to be optional in our schools in Indiana. And I had heard a lot from people in the district saying, I don't understand this. If children aren't taught to write cursive, they're not going to be able to read cursive. So initially, when I started working on the issue, that was my focus. You know, we've got to make sure that whether they use it in the future, that's another issue, but they at least need to know enough about it so they can read it. But as the debate continued, I found out from child psychologists that cursive writing is a very important part of a child's growth and development. It has to do with cognitive learning, and actually a child psychologist at our own IU, as well as one in the state of Washington, have confirmed this with use of MRIs, magnetic resonance imaging. And they say that if children don't learn to connect letters from left to right, it's going to be much more difficult for them to spell, to read, you know, and I think we take things for granted that we automatically know to read from left to right, but apparently that's a learned behavior, and we learn it as a very young person, and we don't realize it. So I'm hoping the bill, which passed the Senate, will get a hearing in the House.
We just have just a minute, but I wondered if you could tell us whether you think you're for or against Governor Pence's income tax cut.
I am actually supportive of his income tax cut. In my district, I think that I have many people who would benefit from any additional money in their paycheck and to help with their own family and their own economic situation. So I believe that Indiana could figure out how to do with a little less. We could trim some things that maybe aren't as essential as what maybe some thought. And so I hope that I have the opportunity to vote on implementing that tax cut.
Thank you so much, Senator. I'm Leslie Weinbender, and this is Comcast Newsmakers.